Hey everybody, this is Frogger and Jeff back once again in Gears of War 3.
So, we're playing Raam Shadow DLC, I take it?
Yes, Raam Shadow. I actually looked up how to pronounce it.
And it's Raam, like Raam Space Knight?
Yes.
Are you familiar with Raam the Space Knight?
I am not, but I will agree with you. Yes.
Google it. It's got 1980s stink all over it.
Ooh, I love me some 1980s.
I'm sure it holds up. Yeah, it's fantastic.
But this is going to be the first campaign DLC added to Gears of War 3, which is pretty cool.
How long is the DLC? Like, how long is the story?
I'd probably give it like a couple of hours.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. It's also pretty neat, too, because you play as both sides. You actually play as Raam for a little while, which is quite cool, actually. It's probably one of my favorite parts of this when I was playing it.
And Marcus and Dom and those guys make no appearance in this?
Correct. It's all Zeta Squad.
Okay.
Which has, like, Ty in it and whatnot.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. But, so that's probably the biggest thing about it is it adds about 6 new characters for multiplayer, and then it adds a whole bunch of single player, which is also cool.
Any maps?
I didn't notice any maps for multiplayer,
Okay.
but then again, recently with the free map pack and the paid map pack, they've added a lot of maps.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right, well, let's dive into some achievements.
Yes, the first 3 achievements are very similar, which is Welcome to Zeta, which is to beat the game, any difficulty.
Okay.
Some friendly competition, which is to do the same thing in arcade. And then Help for My Friends, which is to do either one of those 2 in 4-person co-op.
Okay.
So, there you go. That's it for those.
So you could do it one time.
Well, twice.
And get you have to do it twice.
Yeah, twice in total, but you're going to get 2 in one go, which is cool.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And it's also no difficulty, as you noticed.
75 points, just like that.
Exactly. And then we have 2 of them that are dedicated to being on the Horde side of the option, which is Finger of Doom, which is as Raam kill 50 gears using your krill. That's actually really fun to do.
Not to be confused with your Krull.
Yeah, which is not a good movie.
No, not a good movie. You know who's in that movie?
I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen Krull.
A little guy named Liam Neeson, otherwise known as Qui-Gon Jinn.
Known as the guy who's in everything that instantly makes it awesome.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work in Krull, though.
No, it didn't.
No.
Unfortunately. And then, but the cool thing about the whole krill thing, you literally just point at them, they swarm in krill and explode.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's pretty much it. But then when you're playing as Mauler, which is one of the other 2 people you can play as in co-op, you have to reflect bullets back at gears with your shield.
Oh, sweet. Is that pretty hard to do?
I haven't tried it yet. I only played it one person. You can only do that in co-op.
Ah, okay.
And then we have 2 that are on the gear side, which is using the Hammer of Dawn command center to kill 50 Locust, which is a little different than your normal Hammer of Dawn. It's actually like a console that you use. It gives you like a view from the hammer as you're like igniting people with it.
So the view is from space?
Yes, from space.
How the fuck do you know where you're shooting at then?
Well,
Do you just aim for
it has a
continents?
really awesome zoom lens.
Oh, okay.
But one final thing you got here is using the loader kill 50 Locusts, which is unarmed and dangerous. Now the loader was in fairly late in the Gears 3 campaign. That's the like the power loader from Aliens that you have in the game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So it makes an appearance again. You gotta kill 10 Locusts with it.
Okay. I'll do that.
Yes, you will. And then the last 3 are tied to multiplayer and Horde. We have Ghost from the Past, which is play 10 matches as a very... I can't talk today. Ghost from the Past, play as 10... Let me try one more time. I got this, don't worry. Ghost from the Past, play 10 matches of Versus as a member of Zeta. You can play as any of the 4 in standard or casual.
Hey, you deserve an achievement for getting that out.
I don't know. Why was that so hard to say?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's a 0-point achievement called Tongue-Tied.
Oh.
Yep.
But moving on. The one that's probably the hardest in this whole thing, which is foreshadowing as Raam, execute Min, or however you pronounce the Asian guy from the first game, 10 times in versus multiplayer, standard or casual. Notice it doesn't say private.
Oh.
So in other words, you have to play as Raam, and then play the actual multiplayer and execute people playing as the other guy.
So that's going to be one of the harder achievements to get, I'm guessing, or at least more time-consuming.
Probably very difficult just to get in the right circumstances.
Yeah.
And then hope the guy doesn't pull a grenade and detonate himself.
Right.
That would suck.
There's going to be a lot of assholes out there that do that too, by the way.
There's going to be.
Achievement blockers.
Yeah, achievement cock blockers.
Yeah.
But then the final one we got is Zeta Team Go, which is to complete waves 1 through 10 of Horde with 5 players as Zeta. So there you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the standard complete waves 1 through 10.
Yeah.
Except you got to be all 5 members of Zeta.
Yep.
Got it.
So there you go. It's a fairly easy list or fairly doable list, and you get an awesome campaign out of it.
How much does this DLC cost?
1,200, or it's with it's also covered by the season pass as well.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's probably worth it.
Probably a good idea. That's about half the season price cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.